Welcome back to Comic Shop Talk on the Late Night Collectors community. I'm your host, Nico, and joined with me today, as always, is my co-host, Chris. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Just showing off my new Wolverine shirt for all you guys out there. Hey,
What, is that a Frank Miller?
that's right. That's the Frank Miller cover right there. Look at that.
Oh, you
Anyways,
got that comic book somewhere kicking around?
I sure do. You want me to show you for comparison, Chris? Why not? Hold on a second. Hey, there you go. Hold on.
Oh, there it is.
I know it's kind of shy. There you go. There you go.
I think the shirt looks better than that comic, the cover there.
I think so. I like how it's got black on the backdrop
Yeah.
instead of that light red that they got going there. Oh, someone's gonna fall off the shelf. Hold on.
Oh,
Whoa!
easy now.
I
It's
didn't like
money.
I didn't like how that was sitting. All right, we're good to go. All right, guys, welcome back. Comic Shop Talk, episode 31 here. Thank you for tuning in. As always, make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of when these shows do come out. We actually, I don't know, Chris, if you noticed, last week we actually tried out a new function that we've never really done before. We put the episode out live for you guys. So when that actually airs live, it'll be kind of like a live experience. If you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified of when the show actually does get uploaded and comes out live. But the show will actually play live, so you can actually tune in and join in on the chat. I mean, maybe me and Chris will pop our head in and kind of see what's going on. If anybody wants to say anything, any comments in the chat, you can actually check out the episode live, even though we pre-recorded it. So it's kind of a cool function that they got going here. Did you end up seeing that, Chris, the other day when it
No,
came
no,
out?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so we might start playing around with that function a little bit more. But either way, if you catch it live or if you catch it, after it airs in the playlist, make sure to check out these episodes and leave us a comment if there's anything you want to talk about or the comics that we read, your thoughts on them. Let's keep the conversation going. And as always, spoiler warning for the books that we're going to talk about here today, guys. Sometimes, we give reviews on these books, we talk about what happened in them. Sometimes we end up having to spoil certain things that happen in the books, and because we are talking about them, we try to steer away from some of the big spoilers for you guys. But as always, I try to put in the show note. I put the show notes on every episode. So if you kind of want to safely navigate around certain things, you may not want to spoil it for yourself or read your books and come back later. You can always take a look at the show notes, and we try to do our best when it comes to that. We're going to be talking about the new comics that came out for the week of June 22nd, 2022 here today. And there's a couple of books even I ended up getting shorted on from my shop. I maybe forgot to pre-order them. So there's a couple of books that I actually probably will be talking about a couple of weeks later from now on. Like that came late. I know Chris is having still some issues. Certain books that did not come in for him this week. They wasn't able to pick up. So sometimes you hear us talk about some books that maybe came out on previous weeks, just the nature of things right now with some shops not getting stuff in on time and this and that. But we'll always let you know if that's the case or not. But for the most part, most of the books this week will be from June 22nd, 2022. Pretty much everything I think this week. I had a large week actually, Chris. I don't know about you. Probably had about half of the size that I
Yeah.
did. I had about 10 this week. So when I saw that, I'm like, I'm not even going to read these other two online. I'm just going to stick with these. And, if I talk about them when they come out later, then, I'll talk about them later. So that's cool. Anyways, without further ado, though, Chris.
All right, let's talk comics.
All right, let's get into it. Sorry, a little bit longer, bit of rambling there at the start of the show. I tried to keep it 2 minutes or less, but I'm excited for this one today. What can I say? So I had a little bit more to say at the top of the show. There we go. So we got Batman, Superman, World's Finest, #4, that came out this week. Chris, what did you think about this one?
I thought it was good. Good art in there, good story. You know, I don't know what more to say there. I think we touched a bit on this before. Bit of Dragon Ball influence, I think, in there, but we can talk about that later. A bit of fusion power.
Yeah, there was a bit of that. Hold on. Sorry, I was about to sneeze almost. I can definitely show off that here. I do want to show off that. Yeah, there may be a little bit of fusion going on in this issue here with the Green Lantern ring specifically. A little bit of fusion of Batman and Superman. That might have to be the art for the episode this time around.
Yeah.
Actually, I do like that. It looks it's kind of funny looking. It does definitely give me makes me feel like this is a Dragon Ball Fusion moment for sure, as Chris mentioned. I mean, they basically throw down against Green Lantern in this that's basically being
Mind
taken,
controlled or
by
under a
Neza.
spell or something. Yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? Neza something, Demon Neza or
Yeah.
Devil or something like that.
Devil, yeah. Devil's Neza.
So this guy who's like an ancient kind of warrior that's been like demon guy that's been, I guess, imprisoned, let's say, like for years and years, and he said he in this issue it's revealed like that's obviously he's been pulling a lot of the strings behind the scenes here, and this is the why that Robin and Supergirl went in the past. It was to try to like stop him, I guess, from happening and find out really what went on. And like this whole time you find that he's kind of the guy that's been causing all these issues for them, I guess, over the last couple of issues. And now he's basically got like a whole bunch of the other Justice League characters or DC characters at his command, essentially, by the end of this. And he's making them fight Batman and Superman. And Green Lantern, is a very powerful person, of course, with that ring. And there's a moment where Superman and Batman essentially have to like use their will. They have to overwill.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on how they got their fusion power, but I guess it's better than dancing and pointing their fingers together. But
Yeah. But yeah, they basically, whatever happens, they end up, the ring starts shooting towards them because they overpower him with their will combined. And as a result, they end up somehow getting combined together into one being, essentially, which
yeah, I
again,
guess that ring is imbued with some demon magic or something.
yeah,
Because whatever that devil was taking it to Superman before they fused,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it wasn't kryptonite that was killing. Because I guess Superman,
Because his magic, Superman's weak
yeah,
to magic is his weakness, essentially. Like magic characters, Superman never does really good against, right? Yeah, I thought this was an excellent issue. I think
yeah,
this was a great issue. I was like the action packed. Honestly, the only downside I would say to the issue is this storyline. This storyline has always been, I think, the weaker of the storylines that's happening within the last couple of issues. Like, it's fine, but like, I just don't feel the chemistry between Robin and Supergirl like I do between Batman and Superman. So, like, these scenes where they're like trying to do stuff in like the past or whatever, and try, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, I'm just glad they're back. They're
yeah.
back.
I think it served its purpose.
Yeah,
They came up to, I guess, a big revelation on how to beat the devil Neza,
yeah,
which I don't know if you want to talk about that, where that someone needs to sacrifice themselves pretty much to beat him.
yeah,
And I think and Robin's lost in the time stream, it seems.
yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, this was a really cool moment. It's like kind of weird and like, how do you explain this happening? Like, again, it's comics, folks. So like, you're allowed to do this kind of stuff and actually still have fun with it. And I like Chris said, the art's great, and it's action. It was just an action packed issue. I thought it was great. Yeah, there's not too much to add to this, but I think this is really hitting that sweet spot of, I think, like a really good superhero comic that, like,
Yeah,
we're reading these days. Like, it's straight to the point, has so many characters and things thrown in and ideas, and kind of like it, and they keep it moving at a fast clip. I gotta say, like, every issue, I mean, the Doom Patrol show back up in this again. You got everybody, all these other DC characters showing up now in this. I mean, we're 4 issues in. I think you've gotten as much action as you normally get in other series out of 10 or 15 issues, honestly. Like, because
yeah, like that. It doesn't seem like they worry about continuity in here. They're not worried about taking another character and doing something with them. They're just writing them as they like, and I think it's great.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, this was really cool too. I like how they touched that touched on the fact that the Green Lantern ring does die, like because that's the whole thing about charging it, and that whole
Yeah,
lantern, like it does have a power source. It was powered by, again, and to Chris's point, I don't even know if that's still the case anymore in regular continuity, but he's not really like who knows when this takes place. Like, it feels like an old school comic with, like, you know what I mean? Like, being new and old at the same time, somewhat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think they're really balancing that. Like, because there was the whole thing with that you were able to charge the ring, and like it should get charged by Oa and everything else. But like, I don't know if that's still the case, like with the Green Lantern comics, right? But I haven't read Green Lantern in forever, so but this was good. Yeah, very good. So what'd you give it overall?
Yeah, I'd give it a 4 easy. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
No.
I'll give it a 4 too. No, I was almost gonna give it a 4.5, but I think I'll give it a 4.
Yeah, it could squeeze out a 4.5, but
Yeah, it's close.
but I don't know if it had any sort of
Yeah,
like it was a good comic, but it had no sort of meaning. You know what I mean? Like this is just fun stories.
yeah. I'm gonna
That's
give
for
it
me at least.
4.25. There you go.
You got 2.5s.
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go. All right,
4. All right, what do we got next here?
Maestro,
Oh, Maestro. Yeah, we have number 4. I think
Maestro.
it's 4 or 5.
Oh, very nice. Yes.
So we got Namor here. He's riding his giant Moby Dick, I guess, if you want to call it that. And they're taking it. He's destroying, I guess, the dystopia that they're there, that they're in. And it's a pretty good issue. A lot of stuff's going on. I think there's one more issue coming. And Maestro's, or this, I guess, the Maestro here, whatever they want to call him. He's always kind of been portrayed as a bad guy this whole time, and he seems to be turning the corner because now he wants to protect, I guess, whatever Badlands that he's ruling from Namor coming in to kill everybody. And the Abomination is in there. He plays a key role in the battle because I think now they're with Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom's an old man in here,
Mhm.
but he's a bit crusty. So it's a fun issue. Or not, maybe not a fun issue, but it's an engaging story. That's kind of keeping my interest. And I'd give this a 3.5. Well, if we can do the 2.5 ratios, I'd give it maybe a 3.75.
I think
No, better than a 3.5, not quite a 4.
yeah. I was gonna
But
say, I think we need to start busting that out because sometimes it's like to differentiate from like
yeah, I agree with you there. That's
we might have to start busting that out for certain books. And some things you're like, you know what, it's close to this, but it's the I guess I have to give it to this. We're gonna bust out the 2.5.
yeah, guys, it's better than a 3.5, but it's not a 4. You know what I mean? At least in my opinion.
The
But it's a
3.75.
good story in there. I got Namor kicking ass and
Yeah.
the Abomination. He's playing his role here, and he's got a key role in there too.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to read that one. I've been reading the other ones in trade. That's a really good series. I do like that character. All right, next up we got Silver Coin 11. This is the return of it. I think it's maybe been gone for the last couple months. I think it feels like it at least. And this one, as always with these issues, everyone's written by a different writer, and Michael Walsh always on art. This is his series essentially. This one's called The Diner, and James Tynan, the fourth, is the writer on this one. Who he writes a lot of horror type stuff and sci-fi type stuff, and so he fits right in. I think this may have been his second issue that he's wrote for Silver Coin. He may have written one of the issues out of the first 5 as well. But anyways, this was an excellent issue. This is probably one of my favorite issues of the series so far. I mean, I always like these because it's a well-done anthology, always one and done stories with different writers and the same artist. So it keeps it somewhat consistent because the look of the book always is the same, even though you're getting different writers on. And like again, it follows like the through line of somebody always ends up getting this evil coin, and some horrible fate basically ends up happening to these people that get a hold of this coin. Anyways, in this one, it's about this woman that runs a diner, and at the start, she's cursing out this place that looks like a McDonald's essentially across the street that's opened up, and she's losing half of her business to this place because everyone's going there for breakfast. And this is like an old school diner, and she's just kind of cursing them out at the start of this issue, and she's got one of these young waitresses here sitting here talking to her at the start. And while she's bitching about the fact that they don't have as much business anymore, and she's reading Carrie by Stephen King, and she's like, "Oh, what's that book you're reading?" "Oh, it's horror by Stephen King or whatever." And you can see like it says Carrie on the cover, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know why you read that trash or whatever," like something along those lines. Like, I'm not into that. And they're sitting there, and she's talking to the cook that works in the back. All of a sudden, this customer comes in, or I guess he was sitting there, and he leaves her a tip. He's like, "Oh yeah, I left you a pretty healthy tip on the counter on the table over there." And she goes and collects it, and she's like, "Wow, this is a pretty good tip." And then the girl's like, "Yeah, he probably heard you bitching about how bad business has been and everything else, right?" And she's like, oh, what's this coin? And she holds it up, and it's of course the fucking evil coin with like the eye on it. She's like, I don't know, what do you think this is? So she's like, you think it's worth anything? It looks like some, I don't know, some old coin or whatever. And she's like, oh, maybe. She's like, I don't know, it looks weird to me, right? And anyway, she leaves. They come in the next day, the younger waitress. They come in the next day. They have a lineup like down the street, like wrapped around the diner. And she's like, what the hell's going? What are you guys all doing here? What are you waiting for? And she's like, we're like, oh, we're looking to eat. So everyone, she lets everybody in. Everyone starts eating. It's busy. It feels like old times. She's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what exactly happened? The younger waitress comes in. She's helping her. The cook's like cooking up everything in the back. He's like, we're gonna run out of food. Like, we only got enough for like, like this is like the way these people are eating today. It's like they're gonna go through the food we usually keep on hand for a week, right? So they're, she's like, okay, I might have to run across the street to the grocer and grab some more food and everything else. Anyways, this guy, like these customers are continue to eat, like, and this guy's belly essentially bursts almost, like it's all distended. It bursts. And there's no, they kind of keep centering in on how disgusting these people are, and that they're not even like breathing between eating, like they're just like continuing to fucking, they keep ordering, like, and they're like, yeah, that person ordered like 7 meals so far, like what's going on, how hungry are these people? And they just keep getting grosser and things are going on. All of a sudden she goes to like get some more eggs or something from across the street, and they come back, and they're like, oh, we just ran out of meat. You gotta have to grab some more meat. So she comes back, and it's like, how are you serving all these new meals? I thought we ran out of meat. So the fucking cook, you go back, and he's like, you see, he's some customer that was out there. He like pulled him to the back, and he cut off his legs, and he's like fucking, he's grilling up the guy's legs and serving them and cutting up his arm, and he's like, looks crazy in the face. Like, yeah, there we go. This is it right here. This is the scene that they walk into. So the woman walks into the back and sees this, and obviously everyone's possessed, and his silver coin obviously has caused all this shit to happen to these people. And she comes out, and she sees the young waitress, and she's like, just go home. And she's like, I've had, that's enough of you this shift. I don't need your help. Just go home, after she sees what's happening in the back. And she's like, what are you talking about? It's so busy. I got to keep, no. She's like, just get out of here. She's like, just go. And then all of a sudden, like, the girl leaves, and she comes out, and she walks out in the middle of all these like hungry customers because they've run out of food, and they essentially gorge on her. Like, yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I was like, wow, this is dark. Like, this is fucked up. This is crazy. And like, the art is great, and the storytelling was awesome. And I mean, it's just a great one and done story. Like, it's just, again, and this is, I don't really dig anthologies because I think the quality wavers on a lot of them. And, there's a couple of issues of this series that I haven't loved as much as the others, of course, because, again, it's all different writers doing, busting out their ideas. But when it works, man. This is a great, solid issue. I gave this a 5. I thought it was excellent. If you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of like good anthologies, even if you haven't read any of the issues leading up to this, you don't need to know anything about this other than there's a coin, and whenever it comes across somebody's way, something bad happens. And this is an excellent issue. So I got to say, Silver Coin 11, I gave it a 5. Great one. And there's also a backup story with an artist, Adam Gorham. He's also Canadian, like Michael Walsh, and he's an artist I really enjoy. And he's starting to write and draw his own backup story, I guess, in the next like few issues of this Silver Coin as well, which wasn't a feature in previous issues, and that was good too. It was like a little 4-issue kind of story, and I guess he's going to continue it in the next one. I guess, again, something to do about maybe like some of the origins of the coin, or anyways, yeah, really well done. Like, if you guys like, like Tales of the Crypt, or if you like anything like that, where it's just like, yeah, this is like a one and done kind of horror type story, it's really good. So
yeah, it's almost like a Twilight Zone.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Anything. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, and that was an excellent example of that. Next up, we got Punisher War Journal Blitz. This was also really good, man. I gotta say, this is, yeah, Chris, this is one of those things I'm glad I took a flyer on, because this is one of those things where the tone of this is actually more Punisher than the Punisher series is. This was excellent. This was a nice one shot. I think they're going to be doing 3 or 4 of these outside of the main Punisher series that's happening right now. And this isn't even written by Jason Aaron. This is by Toran Gronbeck, who actually used to co-write, I think the Valkyrie series with Jason Aaron after he ended up leaving Thor. He was co-writing that book with her, and Len Medina on art, who is a good artist. This is a one shot, and it's about Punisher. Essentially, I guess these war journals are going to be one shots about him taking down different people. This is about him. I mean, he is with this is in current continuity. He's with the Hand in this. But he goes after the hate monger in this. And if anybody doesn't know the hate monger, he's a guy that's basically in a purple Ku Klux Klan like mask and like a costume that's like an old character from like I think he was in Captain America as one of the villains back in the day. But he's in this, and they don't really show him in the suit the whole issue. But they do reference him, and then there is a part like later in the issue where he goes to like kind of have a showdown with him when he tracks him down, and you see him looking in like a glass like case, the hate monger looking at his suit, and like so it's there. It's like it's kind of hung up or whatever, even though he's not adorning it in this issue. He is. They do reference it, and they're not shying away from it. But it's just like it's a character that rings true. Like he's just a straight up like drug dealing kind of racist kind of white power dude that's always been through in the comics, and basically he's kind of cracking down on his drug ring essentially in this issue. And it just felt like classic Punisher in that sense. But the difference is while he was raiding their areas, like when he was trying to infiltrate this guy's like crew, he has the Hand to throw at them, and the Hand are just fucking dropping left and right. Like it's almost like, I think Chris, you had mentioned this when we were talking about the other series. I think you're right. He's basically just using the Hand to better himself in the sense that he doesn't care if these guys die. Like they're just going to go into some situation, and he doesn't care if he loses like 50 fucking guys when he attacks them, as long as he's fine. So he's basically just using them as pawns. Like that's what it felt in this issue. Like this kind of, again, I think this illustrates the current Punisher situation and what Punisher is and that tone that we're looking for so much better than the main series has so far. It's so weird. Like I felt this one shot was very well done in that sense. I was like, this is what I like. This is what I want to see. This is him, a one shot issue, him going on a mission, taking down a fucking drug cartel or whatever. Like a dude, he's got the Hand at his disposal, sure. But like it was inner monologuing. It was like Punisher Frank doing his thing, rolling in there, killing people, taking down bad guys. Like this is what I kind of want out of a Punisher comic. And the art was great, and had some flashback moments with the last time that he tangled with the hate monger. This is great. This was honestly like I enjoyed this actually probably than most of the issues out of the main series so far. I got to say. So that if anybody has been not loving or conflicted on the main series like we have been so far, check this out. Even Chris, like if you go back to the shop, and you find this on the shelves, I really picked this one up. It was really good actually. And some of these one shot things outside of the main series, that's not always the case, right? But I gave this one a shot, and I'm glad I did. So I think there's going to be 2 or 3 more. They said at the end of the issue, Punisher War Journal Brother #1 is the next one. So in October. So that shows you how long things are pushed out till. But I'm going to check that out. I mean, if it's the same people involved, especially, and Punisher 4 up next, but that's the next one. So I think there's going to be about 3 of these. I think I heard these Punisher War Journal one shots. So if they're all like this, where he just goes out and pulls like a one-man mission or whatever, him in the Hand taking down somebody, I'm there for that. It was good. I give this a 4.5. Excellent. Very, very surprising. So, all right. I got to say, I told Chris this the other day. I messaged him, guys. I said, this is one of my favorite week in comics in a while. I thought this was a very strong week for me. Like I pretty much enjoyed everything I read. Then we got Immortal X-Men #3. All right, Chris, we've gotten to the X-Men block here. What you read this? What'd you think?
Yeah, I read this one online, so I don't know if I got the full effect out of it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was great. A lot of story about Destiny and kind of how she's fitting everything together. But the art is great in this, and I don't know. I'm not loving it, but I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I was expecting more when you said it was going to be great. What did you think?
I thought that out of the 3 issues that have come out so far, this was my least favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I did like it, but I think I'm losing the thread a little bit in this one. There's a lot of, I don't want to say I was confused, but there's a lot going on right now as of this issue. Yeah. Where they're referencing the past and the present and the future all in this one issue. Like there's stuff that's going on between her and Sinister and her Destiny and Sinister and Destiny and Mystique, referencing past things that had occurred to them, and like I said, I don't want to say I'm confused, but there's a lot going on. So like I can't say I understood everything 100%. And but it is still very interesting, and I do like the direction that they're going in, and I do really love this series still. Like this whole council bit, like right now, that's going on between all the mistrust of that's happening upon the council right now, and Mr. Sinister, I just think is an excellent character. Like I love
Yeah.
him.
Well, I did like where they're taking Mystique to task for bringing back Destiny,
Yes.
kind of with her underhanded means, because it seems like nobody knew that. I thought that was sort of common knowledge by now. But even Hope's like, well, Professor X, when he gave me the helmet, he's like, hey, I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's his name? Sinister. Oh my! And Magneto visited me. Whoa, who could it have been then?
Yeah.
And he's being asked, and it looks like he's a big player in there because it looks like he's picked up some skills too, or
Yeah.
gifts as they like to call them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think the story is certainly building at this point. Like this, I didn't feel this was bad, but it wasn't. I think it was probably my least favorite of the issues that have come out so far out of this series. Like the other one I keep hearing is great right now is X-Men Red with the Araco moon, like Mars thing. I haven't been reading that. I may read it.
Yeah, I've been reading that online. It's not too bad, but
I
once
heard,
again, it's out on Mars. I also feel that it's
yeah,
not important.
but I've heard like that's other than this book, Immortal X-Men. I heard that's the other really good one. Apparently those are most people's favorite two books that are coming out of the line right now is this one and the Red, right?
Yeah,
But anyways, so what'd you give this one overall then, Chris?
I'll give it a 3.5, and that's not a plus. It's a straight up 3.5.
Same. I also gave this a 3.5 just because I didn't think this was impactful for the moments within this issue that happened in the last couple. Like the last couple,
Yeah,
like, there's a lot of really crazy shit going on. This one, there is, but it's a slow build to like I think things to come. Like there's a lot of story beats that are important right now that are occurring with all these characters on the council that I think are going to have repercussions moving forward, but we just really haven't reached that point as of yet. So like it's just building right now. I still think it's really well written. Like you said, the art is fantastic. I just think it's
yeah,
yeah, this wasn't my most favorite entry so far out of the series. So
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm in for the next couple issues anyways because of variant covers and whatever else is going on. So see how
nice,
it goes.
nice cover on the next one, Art Adams. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one. Wait Queen. All right. Speaking of X-Men, like I said, next couple of books are all the X-Men block right now. We got books we're reading. X-Men number 12, which it's been a while since the last issue. This is one I think the series that got affected by pushbacks, I would say, right at this point. So,
Yeah.
what'd you think of this one, Chris?
I thought this was a good one. I like this one going through there. It kind of it looks like Cyclops is back because they did talk about I guess the big thing that I got out of this was when they're talking to what's his name, Ben Ulrich, and they told him that they took away his memories of
Yeah.
the X-Men being immortal, and I guess he's writing a story about that, so that's sort of news to the world, I guess.
Yeah, him and Sync talked to him, and Sync's the one that ended up taking his memory, I think he admitted to, and he's the guy
Yeah.
that other people's powers, right? And or emulate them essentially. And like so they did say that in this issue. Yeah, and he does publish that, and he's like, well, it's gonna be pretty tough for you guys for the next little while. He's like, when hasn't it been?
Yeah. But yeah, just stuff like that. That's what I liked about this one.
Great moment. Yeah, that was a great moment. I this thing was interesting though. He finally tracks down that the guy that he thinks been fucking with him and trying to kill him this whole time is Captain Krakoa. And then it turns out to be a Sinister. Like it's a
Yeah.
Sinister, right? Like that's that was
But the Sinister believes he's the original Sinister.
that's right. Yeah, but he's not. Like we know that.
What?
So yeah,
Okay.
At
But
least
who knows? Like,
who knows? That's
I
true.
don't know. Maybe somebody thinks they're Sinister. Somebody thinks they're Nathaniel, whatever his name, Essex.
Yeah, Essex. Yeah. But that's why I said it's weird because like we're getting a lot of Sinister right now. You got him in the
Yeah.
X-Men, then you over here in the X-Men book, which both came out on the same week. Everybody, even though if you look at the reading order of the releases of X-Men, like you jump like it looks like 3 weeks or something because of the pushbacks of issues. Like Immortal X-Men's not even in the reading order in this issue. Like, and then you look at Immortal X-Men, there's like 5 other issues between the Immortal X-Men and this one. So I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, that's what that they're losing it a little bit. If there was a specific order they wanted people to read these in,
Yeah, that's out the window.
yeah, it's not happening right now. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I like this series. It's just so much different than I think any of the other X-Men books that are coming out right now in a good way. Like it always focuses on interesting things, I think, that the other X-Men books aren't really doing. Like this whole thing.
There's some of the Game World stuff in here too, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, that, like, that was a good little adventure for them. That was that I enjoyed reading. So I like this issue all around.
I like that they reminded us too that that Rogue is also a Rogue makes a comment about her and Jean being the powerful mutants. So what are they called?
Yeah, the Omegas.
Omegas, thank you. Yeah. Which I forgot Rogue is. I'm of course Rogue is, but like I just like I obviously Jean is, but like I forget that Rogue is one of the Omega level units, mutants as well. Yeah, so I was surprised at that. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm like, she is. And then at the end of this issue, they basically have already stated that I guess with the vote that's going to be going, that's also a yearly thing now, along with the ball that they do, the
Hellfire Gala.
Hellfire Gala. This is also an annual thing with the voting. So like Polaris was voted in last year to be part of the X-Men, but it looks like she's exiting now. Like, so like other than Cyclops, Jean, and is somebody else at the end of the sync, I think, at the end of this issue, everybody else apparently is going to be, there's going to be a new roster for the X-Men book, I think, moving forward. That's what they kind of said at the end. They're like, yeah, we're around if you need us, but like otherwise we're leaving the team. So I like that idea because I do like the bandy. I like the new rosters that came in, like with the Avengers book. That's how it always used to be. Every 50 issues, there'd be like a new team now all of a sudden, right? Like, so I'm for that. If they want to switch it up and circle other people in every year or whatever, I'm okay with that because, not that I actually like Cyclops because of this book now. I don't really love Cyclops historically, but like he's actually good in this book. I like him in this book right now. He's pretty good right now. Even Captain Krakoa I thought was good.
Yeah, well, that they made like a crappy idea kind of work.
Yeah. So what'd you give this?
I give it a 4. I liked it.
Same. Yeah, great issue. All right, Chris. Knights of X.
Okay, we got Knights of X. Basically, I just bought this because it's one of the Hellfire Gala variant covers.
A nice cover.
It's not a story I've been reading, and after reading this story, it's not one I'm going to continue following unless they get a variant cover in there. Like, I think they're wasting so many characters in there. Like, I think Gambit's in there. You have.
This is basically what Excalibur book turned into, right?
Yeah, they're stuck in the other world or elsewhere. I think they call it the other world.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the Cohen gates have been destroyed, so they're stuck there. They can't come out. And I guess the storyline is they're looking for the Siege Perilous or whatever. They're looking for another gate, not to leave, to get more X-Men in there to get more mutants in there to fight Merlin and King Arthur, which I don't know, it's kind of crazy, but they're kind of referred to as the witch breed in there. There's some vampires living in that world. It just seemed like it's a world I don't even want to freaking know what's going on there. I wish they just bring those characters back because I think you got Rachel Summers there. You have Betsy Braddock as Captain Britain. I think they'd be just so good in the real world, with the real team. Maybe get a few of those people back on the X-Men, but they're stuck in this magic world, and I think it's a waste of time for them to be there in the story. Like, I don't know, fighting Merlin and King Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bad Dark Knights of Steel that's happening in the real world, not not in some else world like that one's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd give it a 2.5. How's that?
Yeah, just not interested.
Yeah, and the art isn't even like super spectacular in there. A lot of characters I care about, but I don't know. I just feel bad for them being stuck there.
Yeah, great cover though. I gotta say, I did see.
Oh yeah, Great
That's
cover
cool.
there. You get that
Cool.
back there.
Yeah, that's an excellent cover. Yeah, that's an
There are
excellent.
some nice covers for this Hellfire.
I'll tell you this much. I saw that cover this week and I was like, I don't read that, but I almost wanted to buy it because of that cover. I'm like, that's a pretty
Yeah,
sick cover, that one. Yeah, that's a nice one. So I'm glad you grabbed that.
Marvel's got me hard. Whatever, all these comics, they got me hooked on these stupid variant covers, man.
Yeah, more
Right.
Hellfire Gala covers to come, guys. So that is a
Yeah.
Hellfire Gala one, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Next up, we got Shaolin Cowboy, Cruel to Be Kin, number 2. What an issue, man. Like the first issue of this, yeah, okay. I said Jeff Darrow, great artist. Really, I'm really looking forward to this, but I know what this book is going to turn into, as all the other Shaolin Cowboys do. Usually there's a lack of story, but he just gets into the desert and starts, kicking everybody. A bunch of people start attacking him for no reason. And it's just told through spectacular artwork and him kicking everybody's ass, right? But I gotta say, he's actually so far in 2 issues in has made um other than like the last 2 miniseries that he did where I felt like there wasn't too much story to this is telling a really fun story so far. I think he's doing a really good job on the story front as well. um and of course the art is, like I said, is great, like the detail that he puts in his work. But this was just such a fast moving action pace, like crazy issue, along with like funny moments of like dialogue between the characters and everything else, that I'm like, yeah, this I'm loving this, man. Like even this scene right here that opens up. First off, you got a weird guy in like a baby. He's like a baby man. He's like in a weird suit. He looks like a baby man essentially. He's like working some weird contraption that on top of like a giant squid. Okay, going through the desert chasing this Shaolin cowboy guy. The story is being narrated by a lizard that's basically like with him, like a companion of sorts. That's like he's jumped onto his like leg or on his shoulder, and he's running through the fucking desert being chased by this guy, and he's telling the tale to his son that we saw in the first issue, basically about this time that he met this person. So we're watching it from his perspective, him telling the story. And then there's like a random, like bizarre, like there's like a fish market thing set up here in the middle of this desert that he just like busts through. And then you can spend so much time just looking at this page and like seeing all the detail of shit that's like flying through the air. Like there's like fish and like there's weapons and like beer bottles and like whatever other like random shit that was like on the like in that hut essentially that's set up, like the fish market. And like again, it's just like that, like there's shit scattered across the desert, like the amount of detail and that this guy puts in his artwork and shit that he puts in the background, like Easter egg type stuff, is amazing. So anyways, he continues to chase him. Then all of a sudden this random car of like skeletons that are driving the car, they start like driving after him, trying to mow him down, and they're shooting guns outside of the actual car at him, like pistols. And they're saying click clack click clack click clack as they're like shooting these pistols, and they're like skeletons. Like these are fucking undead skeletons, literally just skeletons driving this car. Makes no fucking sense anything. It's just so funny and like weird and like and fun, honestly. Like and then it becomes like the birds. This guy gets attacked by a swarm of like like seagulls. Then you just see like 6 back-to-back pages of like a fantastic fucking art of him slicing up all these seagulls that are attacking him, because this baby man makes all these seagulls start attacking him. Look at this. Look at the detail. Like I know this is not doing it justice, like probably seeing it on this view, guys, but it is crazy. Like this guy draws all that. And they're like, oh, and he's like fucking slicing all of them up. And man, it was just a nonstop ride, man, this issue. And then all of a sudden, there's that baby man enlarges one of them to like a big bird. Like he somehow makes him like huge, like a kaiju, like a big Godzilla type monster. And then he stripped him of all his feathers, so he's just like a big, like, I don't know, chicken or seagull or something. I don't know what the fuck they are. Like I think they're seagulls, yeah, just flapping around, like, and starts attacking him by the end of it. Look. I'm like, what is going on in this book? I give this a 5. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on in this book. It's a ton of fun, and the art is fantastic. That's all I can say about this title. Like it's just so much fun. So I gave it a 5. A Shaolin Cowboy. The first issue in, I was like, okay, this is what I've come to expect from this series. But with this one, it's probably the best issue I've read out of like the last 2 miniseries that they've done out of this series. So I really can't say enough good things about it. It was really fun. And speaking of fun and well done, Nightwing 93, another fantastic issue. This was great. This is like just pitch perfect, like great comic making, like perfect comic making. This is as perfect of an issue that you can really make, honestly, of an ongoing series. This is fantastic. I mean, I've always really loved this series, as you know, Chris. I might be like I might be praising it way too much, but it's just so good. In this issue, like the last part we left off, he had encountered what's his name? Not Tombstone. I'm calling him Tombstone now because of fucking Spider-Man. What's this guy's name? I can't remember. He's Heartless, and the other guy, he's always a Nightwing villain, Blockbuster or something, I think his name is. Anyways, he's a Nightwing villain that's been in the old Nightwing series, and he's basically runs Bloodhaven, like in terms of like the underground, like criminal activity. And he's always been a like a thorn in Nightwing's side whenever he's been in Bloodhaven for like his past series. And he basically finally encounters Heartless, the villain that's been running around the city, that's been ripping people's hearts out of their chest, that Nightwing really hasn't had that. He's had a bit of a meet up with him, but hasn't really had a chance to take him down as of yet. So he comes to him to basically say, hey, I know this is your city and blah, blah, blah. And we should work together, I think, essentially to take down Nightwing. And he underestimates him and how he's operating in his city and how he doesn't like it. He's having a good conversation with him. He turns his back. They kind of throw down against one another for a second, but he turns his back looking out the window at one point and thinks that he's getting somewhere with him. Clearly not, because this guy's like a Kingpin-esque type character. He fucking picks up a table and throws it at him, and he flies through the fucking window and like it's the pavement. I was like, holy shit. So it looks like he kills him, but by the end of the issue, he's alive, and he seems like he might be part robot or something. I don't really know what's going on with this guy, but he's kind of like, oh, I underestimated him, and yeah, we'll have to see what I do now. Like he's trying to join forces with the other big bad in town, but that's not exactly working out. Yeah, and then you see basically there's a whole thing about how the cops are corrupt right now in Bloodhaven, and there's a great kind of sequence of him on a bike and him talking in his ear to Barbara, and she's helping him to take down the corrupt cops. And long story short, they basically end up taking down like the commissioner. Essentially, they reveal him to be crooked, and this whole Haven thing that he's trying to get up off the ground that has been unsuccessful so far for the youth of Bloodhaven, essentially, as they're able to help out the situation as a result of taking down the corrupt cops. So anyways, I give it a 5. Chris, great dialogue, great art, great action. I love the story that's being told right now, and I really love this book. So I gave this issue another 5 as well. It's hitting all cylinders right now for me. I think it's a really great title. So, all right,
nice.
Moon Knight number 12.
So once again, this is another one of the Hellfire Gala event covers. That's Scarlet Witch there, doing her thing. And I don't really read Moon Knight, so I kind of just jumped into there and read it in. But comparing it to jumping into Legion of X, this Moon Knight was like miles ahead better. It's almost something where I'd want to try and read in there, but I just got a bad taste in my mouth for Moon Knight from some of the older stuff from the 80s or 90s there with Moon Knight, Mark Spector, Fists of Khonshu or whatever. I used to buy those ones. And
Fists of Khonshu, yeah. I've heard those.
But this one's crazy. Like I guess Moon Knight is with Tigra, and they were in some, I guess like I don't want to say heaven or like some spirit realm, I guess, where all the previous Moon Knights are laid to rest, or they're there.
The avatars,
and,
yeah.
And then he disturbs them, so they're all riled up about that. And then he's coming out, or he's trying to escape, and they're coming out to who's the big bad? Some Zodiac killer or something. This was kind of the ending of an arc, I think. And the Zodiac killer is there with somebody that was pretending to be Moon Knight's soldier, and he shoots him, and then then Moon Knight finally shows up, and the Zodiac guy's like, "Look, I got this whole freaking block on lockdown. What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna take me out with? You and your whatever multiple personalities, or you and you and these things?" And he's like, "No," and he freaking ducks down, and then freaking hundreds of these zombie Moon Knight, I guess, spirits come out,
Mm-hmm.
and they freaking go to town. And there's some Hunter's Moon. I'm not sure who he is, but he seems to be a Moon Knight character as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of rests the spirits of these old Moon Knights, and they go back to wherever they came from. But it was, it was interesting there seeing these zombie Moon Knights do what they got to do. And I give it a 3.5. Maybe if I was following the story and I could appreciate the magnitude of this storyline, I might have given it more.
Mm-hmm.
But still good cover. Bink.
Yeah. Yeah, I read the first volume in trade of this series. I really enjoy it. Like I really like. I haven't read anything since then because I'm reading in trade, but so I can't tell you where they're at now, like how if it's good or still not. But the first trade I
Yeah.
thought was good because
It seems like the story's moving along. It's by Jed McKay, isn't it?
yeah, which we're a fan of here. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, he's been doing good. I just felt the first volume felt like old school Moon Knight in the sense that he was actually dealing with supernatural issues again, which I thought was really like I think speaks to the character, something that other writers had strayed away from. Like there was a lot of like actual like things going on in the neighborhood because he's running this church, right? Like that's essentially like a place that people or like a help center of sorts, not a church,
Yeah.
like a drop-in center essentially, like where like people if they need help in the neighborhood they can come to him. And I really liked that idea of the character, like and he's kind of embracing like all different versions of the character, which is he's a hard character, right? He's one of those characters, Chris, that whenever they come out with a new series, everyone's like, well, this is my take on him, and like
Yeah.
no sense of his past because there's been 5 different fucking versions of the guy, right? Like every writer's like gotta change the character and like his origin is a mess, right? Like as a result. So that's
Yeah.
why I think
I just have the feeling that Moon Knight hasn't sort of grown organically, and he's just being rammed down the throat there. I feel like he's like the John Cena back in the day of the Attitude Era of WWE. Where he was the chosen one, or even Roman Reigns. A while ago, where
yeah,
like they just chose him to be the guy, and
yeah,
he wasn't like popular kind of fan wise. You know what I mean? And the same thing with this Moon Knight. He's got his Marvel story or whatever, his Disney Plus show. Maybe now that the Disney Plus show is over, he might get room to breathe there. But I just felt like everything is just pushed on you. Hey, you got to love Moon Knight, and maybe it's well deserved, but I just don't like that being forced on me.
I would say he has his fans. I'm one of them, but that's actually a really good comparison. What you said there, I felt that I absolutely relate with that because that was the Inhumans when they were trying to push that on us.
Yeah,
That was
yeah, but
essentially
nobody was buying that story.
Moon Knight at least has his fans.
Like at least Moon Knight, from what I hear, that it's a
Good
decent
show.
story.
Yeah, good
It's a
show.
good show. Yeah, like I haven't watched it either, but
Yeah.
That of Humans was brutal though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The less said about that, the better.
yeah.
You know?
Whatever. Bring that. Go on next.
All right, Deadly Class 53. I don't got too much to say about this. Again, we're kind of nearing the end of this series, as I've been mentioning. I think 56 is the last issue. I will say, because I don't want to spoil it for any longtime readers of the series that may have not read this, or people that do want to read this when it's concluded. Again, we jumped into the future. We're dealing with seeing some characters that have moved on with their lives, some that haven't, some that have stayed in the profession of being a hitman of sorts, that kept their skills of killing people from the assassin school that they all attended when they were younger. A couple different characters here. I mean, I won't point out who they are, but I'll point out who they are, but I won't mention their names because, like, you can probably tell some of the 2008 is where we're at now. You can probably tell by looking at some of them who they are, and some others might be harder because they're older now because we did a time jump. And, anyways, big character death in this one by the end of this issue. Seems like so. That's all I'll say. It was a great issue. Good art as always. Wes Craig's a beast. I'm looking forward to the conclusion. Possibly big character death of somebody that we followed from when they were younger. That now that we've time jumped and he's still doing his thing as an assassin out there, he may have been taken out by the end of this issue by another of the people that's operating still as an assassin out there in their later years. So very interesting. And again, I'm just not saying a lot because I don't want to spoil it because 53 issues in on an independent series like this through Image Comics, which has it was popular. I mean, it had a season on TV of a show that unfortunately didn't continue to get picked up that I've yet to watch, but it obviously has its fans, and it's one of my favorite books to come out after in the past like 10 years. Let's say it's one of my favorite books that have come out. So I give this a 4.5. Another good solid issue. Nothing to the point where I think it's going to make the argument of being my favorite of the week, but another great installment, and I can't wait till the series wraps. So, I mean, I'm sad to see it go, but I'm glad it's going to probably end on good, like being good. All right, and then last but not least here, at least for the books I've read, we got the books that I only read. This is Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen's boss, Perry White, which I had no idea was coming out this week. I actually picked this up last minute because I saw it on the shelf at my LCS. I read the other series, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, which they did with Matt Fraction writing and Steve Lieber on art. And they got me because they said that this issue included a new story by them. I think it was only like a 10 page story or whatever. It was good. And the rest of the stories in here were actually reprints from some older material from the 70s, like older, I guess, moments with Perry White from the old Action Comics that they wanted to put in here, as well as something from like an annual and something from the Superman series just from a few years ago with Brian Michael Bendis, a moment with Perry White. That one I had actually read before. So yeah, is this issue worth the, I don't know, what is this, $6, $5? It has some great stories about Perry White in it. I think for $5 you get enough material for $5, but if you're really just buying it for this short story by this creative team, if you love that run as much as I did, probably not worth a $5 pickup. Although there is a couple of really good solid stories in here. I really like this other one that was old men talking in bars, and that was from Superman 80-page Giant from 2011. And that was a really good story about Catman was in a bar drinking, and then Perry White is also in the bar drinking, and like they kind of just share a couple of stories about their past and kind of, just having some nice bar talk and about him seeing him in the ring back in the day because he used to be a boxer, and how like he wrote like one of his first articles and sold it to a newspaper back in the day when he was a kid, like one of these Newsies type kids, like just selling papers out on the streets. And he sold this story that he was based on a fight that he watched Catman back when he was just boxing actually take part in, and how like a bunch of like bad guys broke in during the fight and they ended up having to take them down. So they kind of reminisced about that and about his history with working for the paper, and now that's been like his lifelong dream and everything like that. Perry White's a good character. Like he's he's still kind of a grump, but he's definitely, I think, the more honest, like hardworking out of the two, if you're going to compare him to J. Jonah Jameson over in Spider-Man. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's a character you could like a little bit more so than J. Jonah Jameson.
It's still like an ethical compass, like
yes, very much so. So I do like Perry White, and if you want to read stories about old newspaper men and there's as a supporting character to one of the most famous superheroes ever, I guess Superman, this is a good story. And I really like this one, which was the main story that opened it up, that, like I said, was at the same art and writer team that did Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. Really good story as well. So yeah, I give it a 3.5 only because like all things like this, there was a mixed bag in terms of like different types of stories and art styles, and because it's kind of going from like the 60s or 70s all the way up to like now, right? So I mean, if I was going to give it just based on this main story, I would give it a 4, but I'm going to give it 3.5 just based on that. But not bad, guys. I mean, if you're into Superman, or if you're into Superman pals Jimmy Olsen series, definitely give that one a look. All right, and lastly, we got Amazing Spider-Man number 4. It just came out this week. Well, that's Maestro.
Whoop, my bad.
That's not Spider-Man.
Where did my Spider-Man go? I got it here somewhere. Anyways, I got it. Don't worry. I got it and I read it.
All right, Chris, why don't you start us off then with this issue? What did you think of this?
Well, I thought it was great. I think this little, just these, I didn't like these little 2-page kind of storylines with MJ going on, but each time you read them, it just gets freaking weirder and weirder. Well, maybe not weirder, but like I still want to know what happened in this 6 months or what happened between issue 93 and this Spider-Man 1. And like they don't even allude to it or anything. It's killing me what they're doing. And the more they do it, it's
But Chris,
the more
even what she says when Black Cat leaves, she's like, "Who was that, mommy? A friend from a long time ago. How long
yeah.
ago is it?"
It's like, and that's the thing. Like they don't say anything, but just these little freaking one-liners that kind of allude to how much time has gone by. And like, you know, when you first saw him, okay, maybe it's this guy's kids, and she's just, just a girlfriend. But no, they're calling her mommy and all this sort of stuff. It's like, well, and then to add to this, never mind these 2 pages. I thought it was a great story going on here between with Spider-Man and Tombstone. But there's a few things I don't understand in this story. But like, why wouldn't Tombstone, if he does have Spider-Man, why didn't he just kill him? Like, I guess it's the old James Bond trope.
Yeah.
And at the very least, take off his mask. I don't care how.
No,
unless
hold on. There's a reason why he didn't, Chris. Because that twist at the end of this story, he allowed him to do his thing, thinking it was him.
Yeah. No, but you know what? Like, even
I don't want to spoil the twist. There's an actually pretty good twist at the end.
Yeah, if you don't want to talk about it, it was a great twist at the end. It's like,
but that's why he didn't do it, Chris, because he needed him. He was using him. Like,
well, he can put it back on, but you wouldn't be curious who it is. I don't care who you are. You're still curious. This guy that's
yeah.
And the stuff they're doing with Robbie Robert, it's Robbie Robertson, right?
Yeah, his son. Yeah, like the band.
Because they kind of made it look like they were doing bad things to him, but at the end it seemed to work out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was like, I don't know if I just read that wrong or
if
he's kind of just smiling with a gun to his head, but they all seem to be there. I love that page there. Boom. Even though he's only breaking through a door, but I go, wow, this is great. That pushed. That'll give it 0.5 just for that page right there. That adds 0.5 to the score.
Absolutely. Seeing Spider-Man get pissed off and throwing down like he did in this issue, like he was like, okay, I need to like turn it on. It was an awesome moment. Yeah, he's like, I forgot what he says, but he's like, well, this door isn't made out of like
these doors aren't made out of titanium or whatever. Why I couldn't break those chains. I
was like, that's awesome, man. I was like,
and, just like, and the page looked great, like the color. Yep. And it looked new, it didn't look like a comic from, the 80s or 90s, just the way the color is, the art, the glossiness of the page even made it better. You know what I mean?
I know some people were were not sure, even me myself, like, even though I was like, yeah, I think he's going to do a good job on this title because he's done it enough. John Romita Jr., who I think did a lot of really bad work for DC. I don't know if it's Scott Hanna who's inking his work here. I don't know if it's just because it's Spider-Man. He's killing it on this title, though. The artist, John Romita Jr., is killing it on this book. I agree with you. Like, I think he's been doing a great job of the art on this book. I hope he stays on because I think it works for. I mean, he's done lots of Spider-Man stuff in the past, and that's why when I heard he was coming back to Spider-Man, I'm like, okay, that's something that he's already done a good job on before, but other things maybe not so much. Like he did a bunch of work over at DC previous to this that I wasn't much of a fan of. It was the first time he ever worked for DC the past few years. And maybe he's just an artist that doesn't look right with DC characters because he's worked for Marvel like his whole fucking career, right? I don't know what it was, but something wasn't working. Here, he's like back at home. You know what I mean? Like
he likes what he's doing here. He's not phoning it in or anything, No. Hopefully, maybe it's he continues the same effort all the way through.
Yes.
But, these first issues that I think they've been great. Well, maybe not great, but they're better than I thought they'd be. With Tombstone coming in, I thought that was kind of a drag. But he's kind of, I don't think these are going to be earth-shattering stories, but it was a good story and a good twist to it, and it's keeping it interesting.
Yeah. So what'd you give it?
I'll give it a 4.25.
There you go. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna agree with you on that one. 4.25 as well for me. Yeah, because I don't want to give it a 4. There you go. The 4.25. We're gonna bust that out.
Yeah.
I'll take back Deadly Class at a 4.5 as well. I'm gonna give that also a 4.25. So there you go. Because it was a good issue, but I didn't want to give it a 4, but I forgot we're busting out the 0.25s now.
Is this the end of an arc for this story? Is there something new coming in for issue 5? An Amazing Spider-Man, or is this sort of continuing on through?
So I think issue 6 is going to be an oversized like anniversary issue of
Yeah, I think that's because that's like the Legacy 900 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think whatever this Tombstone story is probably going to
Oh,
be.
there's my Spider-Man. Yeah, so it's got to be, maybe they'll have kind of a. I just so I did have it there. My bad.
Yeah, I think it's gonna like whatever is gonna happen. I think it's gonna conclude with next issue for this
Okay. Yeah.
storyline.
And then maybe lead into 900.
Exactly. Yeah. So all right. So that's that. Let's take a look now. Those are the books that we read this week, guys. But we are gonna talk about quickly here the new comic solicitations for September 2022 that have just recently come out. We'll look at the Marvel and DC stuff primarily here. There's a few books that I'll probably pick up from other publishers I may want to mention, but just for time's sake, I might mention that on the next show when I actually get the magazine of the previews, so we don't have to go through all the solicitations for like Dark Horse and Image and everything else, because there'll probably be less there that I want to highlight, because even with those ones, I kind of usually like to highlight the new series that are coming out from those publishers that I want people to check out. So, and I know Chris less so reads stuff from them as well. So let's take a look here at Marvel and DC. We'll start off with Marvel here. Now, Marvel, some of these books you may have heard us talk about previously in like the other videos, because everything got pushed back, right? So like the stuff that we talked about that we might be picking up in August, essentially we may have to mention again here for the September solicits, because they got pushed into September. So yeah, just bear with us in that sense. Let me just try to share the screen here 1 second. But I'm gonna do this thing that I did last time where we're gonna share the actual solicits on the screen, and it worked out pretty well last time. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, so this is all the trades and stuff. So we'll go past that. Talk about the single issues. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
I actually like this site. Once again, shout out to comicreleases.com. They do a really good job of the way they organize their stuff. They start off with all the collections, which I also buy, and then go into issues. They have all the different cover arts for everything that they show off here, as well as a detailed solicitation. I think they do a really great job, this site. And they're one of the newer kind of solicit sites that kind of wants to let collectors know about the release dates. And as always, I like what they wrote at the start here. It says, where the hell did they put it? They basically said, here's the all dates are subject to change due to paper shortages, printer jams, and shipping conflicts, because that's the world we're living in these days. So absolutely, so that you gotta expect any of these things to occur. So don't, if something doesn't come out in the time frame that you were originally given, don't get pissed at these guys or anybody reporting this news. Right? This is the company that
killing storylines like this.
Yeah,
It's killing the Hellfire. It's killing that Axe or whatever.
Speaking
I think that's going to be a whole mess, because you might have stuff coming out before it happens, like the one shots or the offside stories. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of Axe, there we go. Number 4 of 6 coming out this month. Gonna be picking that up, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'll be picking it up if it ever comes out. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. It looks like Peach Momoko's back at it with her covers. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. She seemed to drop off there. She's living on her name now.
Yeah. And then number 5 as well is coming out this month, apparently. Let's take a look at this Mark Brooks cover, though. Good cover.
A lot of decent covers there for the Judgment Day stuff.
Let's take a look here. Not bad. Oh, look at that one. That's a good one.
Oh.
Destiny looks like.
Well, Destiny, yeah, looks like she's got a role to play in this story.
Yeah. All right, so you got that. Well, Destiny, Immortal X-Men, written by Karen Gillan, who's also writing this event. So maybe she is going to play a big role. This storyline that they've been building right now in Immortal X-Men, we were just talking about today. Maybe that's going to come to fruition here in AXE, right? Who knows?
Well, I think they alluded to that in Immortal X-Men.
Okay.
Destiny said we might not be immortal anymore, because I think what is it? The Eternals are coming after the X-Men or something. I think that's the whole premise of the Judgment Day.
So I know we always talk about whether or not we should pick up the one-shots or tie-ins, Chris. At least Marvel's trying to tell us that this is the first of 3 story essential Judgment Day one-shots. This is written by Kieran Gillen, the guy who's writing the Axe series, so it might be worth checking out, everybody. I might check this out, or if not, read it online. This is Axe.
Iron Man?
Yeah, this is Axe Avengers #1. Axe Avengers #1 for this event. And they do say this is the first of 3. This is a one shot, but they said this is the first of 3 like ones that are going to tie in essential reading for this event. And I kind of believe it because it is written by the actual series writer that's doing the Karen Gillan who's doing the event. So it's possible. Whereas this one, who's also being written by him, Death to Mutants, they haven't bothered saying that, which is like, it just looks like an X-Men miniseries. So I don't know about that. But I don't know. So what do you think? You think you might give that Avengers one a shot, or what do you think?
Maybe. I'll pass on that Death to Mutants. Maybe I'll just read that online.
I'm going to pass on that too
Unless they
physically.
got some awesome covers, but doesn't look like it.
X-Force, you're not reading this, right?
No.
Now you're seeing also the variants for Miracle Man, what they just announced that's going to be coming back. You got a Peach Momoko one, him and Mystique there. That's interesting. I don't know if he's going to show up in this, but Miracle Man apparently.
Ooh, if they introduce him into this,
Yeah,
that could be big.
that could be big. Yeah, exactly. Wolverine 25. Not reading that either.
Yeah, he's falling off the page a bit.
Mortal X-Men. There you go. There's Sebastian Shaw of the Hellfire Club right there on the cover of that one. That's a tie-in. Gonna be reading that.
Yeah.
Al Ewing, Stefano Caselli on X-Men Red #6. Apparently a really good series, but I'm not gonna be reading that one. Marauders, no. Fantastic Four 47, which is written by a different writer, these issues. Now, I don't know if Dan Slott is now leaving or if this is just because these are the tie-in issues of Judgment Day. I have heard he's leaving, but I thought it was going to be sometime after these issues. So maybe this is not him leaving.
I'll probably pick up Fantastic Four anyway. That's a nice variant cover there.
Oh, yeah. All the different Sue Storms. That's a great cover. Yeah, I really like that one. Yeah, I might have to pick that one up, actually. That's a pretty good one. There's the regular cover right there. Not as good. That's good.
Yeah.
But... all right. So, yeah, I'll pick that up. Avengers, you're going to be reading this too. New writer on as well. Looks like Jason Aaron's not writing this one. Mark Russell, a good writer, though. Avengers 60, he's writing the tie-in. Yeah, and this might just be for the tie-ins. Different writers are doing these ones, it looks like. So, which is okay. Sometimes they do that just to let them
give them a break.
Give them a shot at trying these things. Ooh, Nick Dragata on this issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, so that answers our question. Looks like Ramita is going to be taking a break, at least for the tie-in issues. So this is tying in the Judgment Days too somehow. And there's Gwen Stacy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how she's figuring into the story, but we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, Nick Dragata, though, that's an interesting artist to bring on to this one. He's really good. How about this series? You into this, Chris? All Out Avengers? I'm not. But
no.
Okay.
I got enough Avengers with Avengers Forever.
Yeah. Then you got the Fortnite comics, which
I saw a cover of a Fortnite with Spider-Man kind of doing the Secret Wars 8 homage or whatever. I don't know which Fortnite it was for, but if I could find out where that issue's coming from.
Okay.
It looks like a keeper.
Well, one of our compadres over on Cracking Packs with the chat, Peter, has actually been grabbing all the Fortnite variant covers from my for my LCS recently. He signed up on over there. He's into grabbing all these Fortnite comics, so he's kind of been doing the rounds on picking up all the different covers between the DC and Marvel Fortnite stuff that they've been doing. So
yeah, I kind of just saw it on a tile that I thought it was something recent that was coming out or something on the future solicitations, but it looked great.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I have to see if he has that one. I'm grabbing this. I like this. Midnight Suns. This was always like the Supernatural team with Blade and Ghost Rider and shit like that back in the day. I'm gonna pick this up. It looks like Magic's here, Wolverine. Yeah. I'm into this. This is a 5-issue miniseries. Ethan Sachs is the writer. He's the guy that wrote the original. He wrote the Wastelanders stuff, Old Man Hawkeye, and he wrote Old Man. Not old. He wrote Old Man Hawkeye and the other one, the one where Star-Lord. So I like Ethan Sachs. He wrote a lot of that old man shit that I like in the Wasteland. So Midnight Suns. I'm gonna pick this up. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I might give it a go.
Yeah, that looks good to me. Marvel's Voices, Community, Edge of the Spider-Verse 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
Yeah. Okay, you got some Spider-Ham going on there, and maybe
the Kaiju Spider-Ham.
Yeah, that looks very cool.
Oh, they got the crutch one. I don't know if you've seen the person there that's featured on that cover. It's supposed to be like a disabled Spider-Man, or physically challenged, or physically able. I don't know what the proper term is now.
Yeah.
Pass. Go on. Yep. Keep on going.
Edge of Spider-Verse number 5. Okay, they're doing a reprint of the original Amazing Spider-Man number 1, of course, classic cover with him in the Fantastic Baxter building there getting stuck.
Stuck in a revolving door.
Yeah. Then they're also doing the original annual, I guess. That's cool. These reprints, I know people like those. And then you got Amazing Spider-Man number 9. Number 10 was shown earlier, so this is number 9 because it's not a tie-in. Looks like Patrick Gleason's on art. Good artist, but again, I guess we're taking that break. So,
nice. We're taking that down, no problem.
New Mutants number 30. Are you going to be keeping with that?
Yeah, I will try and keep on with this. I missed the last one at 26, but we'll see.
Yeah, nice covers. What else we got here? Let's see. X-Men 15. We'll continue reading that. Yeah. And well, hold on, let's take a look at this one. Oh, Terry Dodson. Yep. I just got a commission from him the other day. Oh yeah, maybe I should show that off. Maybe next episode. That's I got a black cat from him, a drawing.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll pull it out. Let's keep going though here. Let's see. Any of this?
Yeah, no, pass on Gambit. Pass. I think I might have one Gambit because it's a Hellfire cover.
X-Men 92, X-Men Legends. You're not picking any of this up, right?
No.
I'm gonna pick this up. X-Men Unlimited Green, number 2 of 2. I like this. This is I haven't read the first one yet, it hasn't come out, but I've heard Jerry Duggan, who's writing the main X-Men title right now, is writing this little 2-issue thing online, like it was a digital first book. So I'll check that out. You got Wolverine on the cover, so I'm good with that.
Nice cover.
Yeah. How about this one, Chris? I know you were kind of on the fence about this one, X-Terminators.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I guess I got to choose. I got to think about it soon. Is that number 1 or what's that, number 2?
Number 1. Yeah, number 1.
Yeah, I think I'll go there. Yeah, I'll probably pick that up.
Then you got Ms. Marvel and Venom number 1.
Huh?
No, this is the team up.
I know there it is.
Wild Cards, which is like not even have to do with the Marvel. I don't even know if that's Marvel Universe stuff. I don't know what that is. Then you got Ultraman, Damage Control, which again I think is a very fun concept, but I'm not picking that up. But I like Damage Control as a thing that exists that they have to clean up after the heroes. That's always been a fun concept to me. Captain America, Symbol of Truth. I don't think we're reading this. It's the Sam Wilson Captain America book, right?
Yeah, I know. I've dropped both Captain Americas.
Then you got Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 4. Like I just talked about the first issue. It came out last week that I read on a whim. It was very good. I liked it. So I might pick this up and trade. I won't probably be reading this issues, but if it continues as good as the first issue was, I actually will be checking this one out eventually. I thought it was pretty good. So they got that. Then you got New Fantastic Four. No, we're not picking that up. How about this, Chris? You keeping with Avengers Forever?
Oh yeah, I'll keep with that. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on there.
Got some Carol
Corps.
Yeah. You got that going on here. I got all kinds of different characters in the background there. That's a good cover. Call in the Core. So yeah, that's what it says here for that issue. Avengers, Savage Avengers. I think I'm dropping this. I don't know about you, Chris.
No, we'll see how it goes.
Looks like Deathlock. Conan is still in the book, 5 issues in, at least on this cover image. So that's interesting. They're fighting what looks like to be a big snake or something in that. How about this, Chris? You're keeping with this one, right? Jane Foster and the Mighty.
Yeah, I'm going to follow that one through.
Yeah. That's a good Peach Momoko cover. That's what's her name? Lady Sif right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually.
Yeah, that's not bad. You got Shang-Chi, no. She-Hulk?
I just saw the movie. I'm following She-Hulk.
You just saw Shang-Chi? How did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was good, right? Yeah, I liked it too. Yeah, I liked it too. You're continuing with She-Hulk?
Yeah, I'm going to follow with She-Hulk.
Yeah, I'm picking this one up. And great cover. I'm picking this up.
It's a nice one there. A nice cover, eh?
Yeah, I like that. It's like she's like in the private eye, like it's like the lighting in the.
Well, I wonder what's gonna happen with Jack of Hearts there, because I guess he
looks dead in
Fantastic. Not doing so hot there in Fantastic Four.
I don't think I'm picking this up in issues, but I think I'm going to pick this up in trade variants, which is a Jessica Jones miniseries that's coming out. That seems like it's going to be fun. It's going to be like
I want to get it, but I don't know.
Mech Strike, Black Panther, Strange number 6. This issue is going to be focusing on Wong. Oh yeah, sign me up.
I hope they have the right artist though.
That's right. Better not have any bad Wong faces in that one. Lee Garbett, yes, that is a good artist. Actually, that's an artist that hasn't been working on the series so far. So they're bringing in the big guns for this Wong issue. Very good. Jed McKay, Strange, yeah. So we're picking that up. That's a good series. Moon Knight, you gonna not continue with it or?
No.
Okay. Punisher, sadly, yes. I'm going to
Yeah.
continue with this one. I need to know. I need a Punisher book in my life, but I got to say that one shot was quite good. But I'm very conflicted on that right now. Miles Morales, Carnage.
Supposed to be some big stuff going on in this Carnage,
Oh my
whatever the
God.
mini series.
What's going on in this cover? Whoa. Is that that's not Null, is it? What's happening there?
Fuck, I don't know. I might have to start picking this up
The
because
Carnage symbiote has a bloodlust unlike any other organism in the Marvel universe. In this issue, in caps, its ruthless and aggressive efforts to quench that bloodlust reach new and never before seen heights. But what the hell is Carnage up to, and what will it do to get anyone in its way? Interesting. We'll see. Venom, you're keeping with that,
yeah,
right?
I keep with Venom. I think that's doing good. I don't know
Nice.
what's going on there. Oh, that's I think I've seen that one there.
Spider Punk, it's your jam.
Not my jam. I hear it's crazy funny though.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe not funny, but you seeing a lot of these weirdo characters in there.
You're picking this up, Iron Cat.
Yeah, we follow this Iron Cat, see what's going on there. I'm not too jazzed about it though.
No, I think it'll be good. I have all the other Jed McKay Black Cat things in trade. That's the only reason I'm not picking this up in issues, but I'm definitely afraid of this. Jed McKay writes a good Black Cat. He's done a really.
I'm under the thinking that Black Cat's going to be in an iron suit, but I don't think that's the case. I think she's fighting somebody that's in an iron suit with Tony Stark, but
Right.
who knows?
We'll see. Janice Vel, Defender, Thunderbolt.
Nice,
yeah, no, for sure. Thunderbolts, Daredevil. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Yeah, good cover. Ghost Rider, Ant-Man, Iron Man. You're keeping with this?
Yeah, I'm keeping with Iron Man, see what's going on there. Keep those covers hot. I'll keep buying them.
Yeah. What else we got here? Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I want to try and get back on this if I can ever buy them again. But
Hulk, of course.
Oh yeah, down with Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk Planet instead of Planet Hulk. We got Hulk Planet going on now in this one. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but that's
who knows? This could be crazy.
Yeah, Thor.
Yep. Still Thor and Venom. Okay, nice.
It looks like that's gonna last a couple issues at least. Predator. I'm gonna be picking this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on Predator.
Nice cover. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna. That one's not.
I got a whole bunch of those Dark Horse Predators and stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks like they're restarting Alien. I'm guaranteed this is because they want to cross over the two titles and do an Alien versus Predator. Now the Predator's around because it hasn't been around up till now. That's gonna happen. I
got that back from the freaking 80s or 90s or whatever.
Star Wars Visions. Whoa. Oh, so this is going to be by, I think this is like a manga artist manga and Star Wars fans like. So this is interesting because I read an article about this. This is a manga artist that's doing, I guess, traditional big two comics in the States here. So that happens every now and then. Marvel will hire one of these guys to do it. So like, it's going to give it a very unique look. I think this Marvel Visions is them bringing in different types of artists or people that are doing different types of stories for these characters. So
yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah, I think that's really neat. Like I'm not gonna pick it up, but that is pretty cool that they're doing that. Obi-Wan, Mandalorian, Bounty Hunters, any of the Star Wars. You're good on this?
I know about that Mandalorian. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna be big or not.
Show's great. I mean, if it's anything like the show,
yeah. Well, supposedly this is like almost a adaptation of the show.
Okay, that may be good then. All right, well, that's going to do it for the Marvel. Let's take a look back at the DC ones now very quickly. It's Marvel. Hold up. Let's see here. If they're out, they may not be out. There we go. Yeah, there. Okay, DC. Let's take a look at this. So that's what we're looking forward to picking up from Marvel in September. Going past the trades. All right, single issues. Batman 127. Yep.
Yes. If I ever get a freaking DC comic again, but
say by September, your issues from this month should be in, Chris. That's a good.
That's a nice cover, though.
Yeah.
You got the A cover there.
Yeah, that's the A cover.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah. All right, so there's that. Batman versus Robin. Whoa. And this is written by Mark Waid and art by Mahmoud Asrar. Sign me up. I didn't even know about this. I don't even care why they're versing each other. This is a good team. Mark Waid is writing the Batman Superman book right now. This is Batman versus Robin. I'm on board. Mahmoud Asrar was the artist that just did the King Conan series, who I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, great team. Definitely going to be picking that up. Ooh, Zatanna cover. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is going to be good. This is a mini series. 1 of 5. Okay, yeah, I'll pick this up. $5.99. Whoa, is this oversized? Spinning out of the events of both Batman, Superman, World's Finest, and Shadow War. Father and son will do battle. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll pick that up. How about you, Chris? What do you think?
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a go. I think it's something to do with that devil there, the devil Niza.
Batman One Bad Day, Two-Face. Definitely picking this up. I like that they're doing these Batman One Bad Day things. Basically killing joke type stories based on different villains. They're doing one for the Riddler, and this is the Two-Face one that they're doing. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of the team on here, at least the writer. No, Mariko Tamaki's done some okay things, actually. I take that back, but yeah, okay, I'll check this out. It's a one shot. All right, next up, we got, definitely going to grab this. Harley Quinn 30th Anniversary Special #1. This is going to be one of those things where a bunch of writers and artists do short stories on the character for her anniversary. Let's look at these covers. Amanda Conner.
Yeah, there's some good covers in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Murderer's Row. Bruce Timm, of course. I mean Paul Dini. Sorry, no, Bruce Timm. Yeah, Paul Dini's a writer during this time. Sorry. Yeah, that's great. The classic Harley. Yeah, Murderer's Row of artists as always with these specials. So this is wow, that's a great. Is that Adam Hughes? I think that's Adam. Yeah, that's Adam Hughes. Yeah, I think that's Adam Hughes. That's Terry Dodson. He's doing interiors in this. That's the guy I just saw at TCAF. He did a commission for me. He's been posting his work that he's been doing for this special online. Whoa, that's an awesome looking cover too.
Oh, I think there's Scott Campbell in this one too somewhere. I think
that might be him. Actually, is it?
Wasn't there one that you sent me a while ago? Was that for the 30th anniversary?
Maybe, but this is also J. Scott Campbell right here.
Yeah.
This is J. Scott Campbell as well. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Was
that an art germ?
It might be. The art germ one is 1 of 50. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Amanda Conner again. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is the art germ. I think you got it. Yeah. I think that is him.
Screw that.
Yeah. Tim Drake, Robin #1. No, I like Tim Drake a lot. Oh, art by Riley Rossmo. He's the artist on Harley right now. Maybe I'm gonna pick this up. Is this an ongoing? Yeah, I like Tim Drake a lot, and he doesn't really get a lot of shine these days. So maybe
I might pick it up. It's a #1.
Yeah. Oh, there's
a nice cover.
Yeah, I
might. You don't got no Robin Buns there.
I might pick that up actually. Yeah. Dark Crisis #4. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on there? And of course, a bunch of covers that have nothing to do with it.
I have a feeling they might be doing something big with this here. Something kind of thinking out of the box. But
we got these are the tie-ins: Dark Crisis, Worlds Without Justice League, Wonder Woman. No, I'm gonna pass on that.
No.
Dark Crisis, Young Justice. No. Flash. No. Deceased. Yeah.
Yes.
War of the Undead Gods. Yes. Big yes. Okay, let's take a look at these covers. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Wrap around. Lobo.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Again, now that's an art germ there for sure. Unless it's like freaking 1 out of whatever.
No, I think that is the 1 out of 50. Yeah, I think that's the 1 of 50 variant covered by Sun Kamunaki.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, this is Chris is all over this. Superman World Apocalypse #1.
I will be on it.
Yeah, the
conclusion. Gotta fucking find the end of this goddamn story.
The conclusion of the saga. All right.
Yeah, I suppose he powers up. That's all I know.
Whoa, look at that cover. It looks like a movie poster. That's cool. Yeah. That doesn't look that good. What's going on with his shorts there?
I don't know. It's for the Pride weekend. Pride Voices. I think that's the cover.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I should just not say that. I don't know. I'm not loving that the drip that Superman's wearing in that one. That's what they call. That's what they call
The
clothes.
gladiator wear. That's what you wear when you're fighting.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks funny to me. I'm not used to these. I'm not used to these gladiator outfits. All right, Action Comics. Look at this horrible cover. I hate this fucking cover. Look at this.
Yeah.
I don't know. He looks
That
fucking.
could be a cover that's so bad it's going to be good.
That's true. Hey, there you go. Action Comics. You'll be picking this up too, right?
Yeah, this nice cover there. I know it. Is Harley Quinn in there just for the 30th anniversary or something?
Probably. Yeah. Yep. Harley. Also, Chris, there's going to be Harley Quinn 30th anniversary variant covers this month. It looks like that's one of them. $4.99. So that's not bad. The Flash, Fastest Man Alive, #1. Interested in this?
Nope.
Okay. Nope, me neither. Hush, they're reprinting it. #1. Special edition, or I guess that wasn't, I think, Batman or Detective Comics, but they're reprinting it as an issue. It looks like Batman's Mystery Casebook looks like an all ages thing. That's cool, but no. Flashpoint Beyond, #5. You gonna continue with that?
I'm liking that Flashpoint Beyond.
Yeah, Captain Cold. That's cool. DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock versus the Army.
Yeah.
This is Bruce
down
Campbell.
for that 100%.
Bruce Campbell's writing this one, of course, from
Bruce Campbell, like the
yeah, from Army of the Dead. He's the actor. He's writing this story of Sergeant Rock. Are you into the Army of the Dead or?
No, I meant the Sergeant Rock.
Yeah, well, there you go. Bruce Campbell's actually writing this. Art by Eduardo Rizzo, who's a really good artist, though. So, yeah, I might check this out, too. I like Sergeant Rock as well. It looks like it's going to be him versus zombies, so I'm cool with
can't go wrong with that. It's like Call of Duty, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. Look at these covers. Yeah, I'm in. The one shot.
Get that cover there.
Get this. Yeah, I'm going to get this,
I don't
too.
see people smoking on covers anymore.
Oh, no, this is 1 of 6. Oh, it's a mini series. Well, I'll pick up the first issue and see how it is. Hopefully he can write. He's got some writing chops. Human Target #7. I'm going to be picking this up.
Whoa. I think there's another Jim coming in there soon somewhere.
It is right here. There you go.
Oh, yeah. I'll pick that one up.
Yeah, that's a good cover. Yeah, Human Target. Can't wait for that to come back. I think this is the return this month in September after the hiatus. Dark Knights of Steel. Oh, they're doing another mini series. What is it? Oh, one shot. Tales from the Three. Thank you. That's good. Yeah,
I'm down for that.
Tales from the Three Kingdoms. This is what they need to do. This is what I was trying to say. They're going to need to do some more, like other than the main.
Yeah.
Series. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Like just like DC versus Vampire. That I'm totally on board with this. This one shot. Yeah, absolutely. Dark Knights is still Tales from the Three Kingdoms. All right. I don't know, man. DC, it's so weird. I'm more of a Marvel guy overall, although I read both. DC lately, I think, is doing it for me a little bit more with these releases, man. Like, look at it. We're like, there's so many more.
Yeah, I'm more excited for these releases, but they're all outside of continuity. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it doesn't matter, a lot of it. No, you're right. Night Watch, #1. Justice Society, Atom Smasher, #1. Black Adam, no. Titans United Blood Pack, #1. Harley Quinn 22. Yeah, I'll definitely pick this up.
Yeah, there's some nice covers there.
Who Killed
the cover?
Looks like this is the storyline coming outside of the month event. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones there. Like, I could buy like 3 of those ones easy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, but.
Then we got Detective Comics, which is, as long as it's good, we're going to continue with it. Me and Chris are going to both be picking up the start of this run anyway.
Yeah, I'm not hyped about it, that's for sure.
It might be good. They're definitely going with a horror take on Detective Comics, which it may be a good thing.
Yeah.
But at least they got a you know what I mean? They're really good for something here. So like I'm behind that.
Yeah, they're not just phoning in the issues, which they seem to be doing
right
now.
I mean, there's so many Batman books out there. You need to set yourself apart from differently, right? So I'm okay with that. Aquaman Andromeda #3. I think I'm gonna finish this series. I read the first one. I thought it was all right, but yeah, I think I'm gonna finish it. Batgirls. It's only 3 issues. Batman Beyond Neo Year. Batman Beyond the White Knight. Definitely gonna. Yep. This is the cover here, Chris.
Oh yeah, that's the one there. Ooh.
Yeah. Definitely that one. Yeah, that one's gonna be one I order, and I usually don't pick up a lot of the variants, but this is a regular variant.
But even the A cover is good though too. You know, it kind of just, especially when you got the run, you want to keep the
Chris, you're gonna make me buy both fucking covers now because I know this is Sean Murphy, the artist of the series. It's true. I have
I'm
all
probably gonna end up buying fucking both covers. I hate it.
you may have convinced me on this one. Yeah. Well, there you go. J. Scott Campbell, guys. Definitely pick this up because it's not like a 1 in 50 variant of his, so it's rare. Batman Fortress, no. Batman the Night #9. This is the last issue of the series. 10 is the last issue, the penultimate issue. Definitely gonna pick this up. I really like this one. This is good. This didn't come in for me this week, for example. This is one of the things that I didn't pick up this week that I'm waiting on the issue. So, yeah, gonna continue with Batman, Superman World's Finest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a lot of guys on that one. Next one we got. What we got here? Black Adam, no. Blood Syndicate, no. Catwoman, you reading this?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep on that too. I think I haven't pre-ordered, or not pre-ordered, but ordered up.
Yeah. Which cover you like better? This one or this one?
No, I might go for the A cover. That one's not too bad though.
Yeah. DC versus Vampires. Yeah, we're sticking with that. Okay, there you go. That's Gilliam March cover in that one. Okay. Then we got DC versus Vampires All Out War. Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's an odd one.
Sunfire. Yeah. Or Starfire. Sorry, not Sunfire. Ooh, Dead Man. That's sick. I like that one. Yeah. And that's what's his name? James Stocco. Yeah, 1 in 25. Shit. Well, I'm not getting that. DC Mac. Deathstroke Inc. You sticking with this?
Yeah, I'm sticking with that.
Okay. That's a nice cover. I like that one. Okay. Duo, Fables, Future State Gotham, I Am Batman, Looney Tunes, Multiversity Teen Justice, whole lot of no here. Nightwing 96. I'll be picking this up.
I like that cover.
What's the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think I'm getting that cover too. The
Harley and yeah.
That's a nice one there. Fuck, I don't want to be buying freaking multiple copies of this too. Even that one's nice.
It is, yeah.
Another freaking
yeah.
The hell, they wasting all their good covers all at the same time.
Nubia, Poison Ivy. You're reading this, right?
Yeah, I'm getting Poison Ivy. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that.
Oh, look at that cover. Oh, nice.
Is that a beach or something?
That's a Jenny Frison one right there.
That's the prison.
Yeah, and this is 1 in 25. And yeah, that's another one. 30th anniversary. This is the 30th anniversary variant cover right here. So
yeah.
Or I guess the other one probably was. Superman Son of Kal-El. Superman Space Age. I'm gonna be picking this up. This is gonna be fun. Oh, yeah, this one's gonna be fun. I'm picking this up. Mike Allred on art, Mark Russell writing. Yeah, it'll be good. Sword of Azrael, Task Force Z, the Jurassic League. Are you sticking with this?
I'll give it a go. I think something big's coming in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun enough. That's cool. But yeah, that's Jurassic League 5 of 6. Sandman, new champion. New champion Shazam, Wonder Woman, Young Justice targets, and that's it. That's it, folks. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the solicits for September 2022 from Marvel and DC that we will be picking up, guys. And that all being said, let's see what we got left here. What are we picking up next week? Do you have your list there?
My list.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I got Iron Cat, She-Hulk, Spider-Man 2099, number 3, Avengers 57, X-Men Red 4. I'm getting that because it's one of the variant covers. The Iron Man Hellcat Annual. And these are the DC comics I would be getting, but I still haven't gotten the last month. But Action Comics 1044. It's Batman Catwoman 12, Batman Beyond the White Knight, DC versus Vampires Killers, and Deathstroke 10, I think. Something like that.
I'll be picking up. Still pulling it up here. Yeah, good week for you, actually. It's a pretty big week.
Well, it would be a big week, but I think I might only get 2, 4, 6 out of these.
Right. Let me just see here. Sorry.
These DC comics show up, man. It's freaking up to break out the gold card to pay for them.
Okay, so next week I got this was this week. Next week I got Batman Beyond the White Knight 4, Batman Catwoman 12, yeah. Same as you. DC versus Vampires Killers, one shot. Harley Quinn 16. 8 Billion Genies 2. Did that get pushed back? Because I thought they already came back. I came out, but that was supposed to be my I think the only other issue I pre-ordered that series. Ghost Cage 3 of 3, Public Domain #1, which is Chip
Oh
Zdarsky.
yeah, they might have public domain #1 too.
Yeah, Chip Zdarsky's new series. He's writing and drawing for Image. Righteous Thirst for Vengeance 9. And unfortunately, Wolverine patch #3, which is the last issue of that I've pre-ordered already. So yeah, that's a decent sized week for me too. I think what I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, here. So and if anything that I missed from this week comes in too. So yeah, so it should be another good fair sized week. All right, moment of truth though, Chris. That's what we're picking up next week, everybody. Our favorite book of the week.
Boom. I gotta go with Spider-Man. I like that. I didn't have the great choices you have to choose from there. I know you dropped a few fives there.
I did actually, and you know what? I haven't been as 5 crazy as of lately. I don't know if you noticed that. There's certain weeks where there's a lot of things I really love. But the last few weeks, I don't think I've handed out any 5s. You know what I mean? I took a page out of your notebook and trying to be a little bit more. But this was a great week of comics for me.
Yep.
And you know what? I gotta say, guys, sometimes it really just depends also the mood that you're in when you're reading him. Like, you know what I mean?
Makes a big difference too.
It does. It does. It really does. So the other day, I was out on my balcony, I was having a beverage after work. I'm reading my comics. I was having a good time. Right. So, I got to say though, it's a tight week, man. I got a few contenders here. I got Shaolin Cowboy, Nightwing, and Silver Coin. I gave 5s to. I was gonna say I was gonna give it to Nightwing, but I'm gonna give some love to Silver Coin because this was probably my favorite issue of the series so far. As much as I love Nightwing and it made me smile and laugh, and I probably had the best time with it. This was just so well done as a horror, like one-shot story. As you can tell, probably when I talked about it, it was excellent. Like this is kind of it really scratched that itch for me of something I don't really get from a lot of comics these days. And because I don't, read a lot. I read other things that are horror based, I guess, but like not like this type of book where it's like a different story, one shot stories of this cursed coin and everything. You
never know what you're gonna get. Like, do they kind of go like? Does it go through all different timelines? Like, one might be a Western or one could even be a superhero comic sometime.
Exactly. So I thought this was just the whole idea of somebody like carving people up in the back of a diner, serving people food that can't stop eating and everything. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, basically from the wish. Oh, I wish we could be a bit busier here, to freaking going to the ultimate extreme of that.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. That monkey paw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah, exactly. It's like that. Exactly. So yeah, so Silver Coin 11 is my favorite of the week this week, guys. So all right, with that all being said, though, thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button, the notification bell to be notified of upcoming videos. Check out our playlist, all the other shows that we do on this channel. And I also forgot to mention at the start, but this past week, I just brought out finally 2 videos of my April and May comic book haul and reviews that are now out on the channel in the playlist. Make sure to go check those out. That's where I show off the contents and some of the art and like give you my thoughts and reviews on books that I read. Collected edition, like hardcovers and paperbacks of things that I picked up throughout the month of April and May that I read, and some things that I never read before that I picked up that I'll be checking out for the first time. And I kind of give you my thoughts on those as well, what I'm looking forward to reading those things for. And it gives you some ideas out there. If there's some things you haven't read, you might want to hear my thoughts on them. Definitely check out those videos, and I show off the books and everything else. So yeah, my comic book haul and reviews video, April and May, and there's a playlist on the channel here as well. All right, Chris, thanks as always, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.
All right, cheers.